So welcome to the SAMM community call of June 12th, 2024. We are really preparing for the upcoming SAMM User Day in Lisbon. It's not too late to join if you're in the neighborhood or if you're planning to go to the OWASP conference. The Wednesday before the OWASP conference in Lisbon, we're organizing the User Day, which is a combination of talks and workshops. The talks that we'll be having is by Bart, who is one of the core team. He's going to talk about security by design. And then we have Daniel Hood, who's actually joining us from Down Under. We're also going to talk about practical advice for application risk profiles, which is one of the streams within the SAMM practice of threat assessments. And then we have Nariman, who is a regular, I would say, regular joins our core team, our community calls. So he's from Dassault Systems, and he's going to explain his experiences in introducing OWASP SAMM. And then afterwards, we'll have Dag from Codific. You might know Codific from the OWASP SAMM tool, but he's going to talk about how to influence the boardroom and use SAMM as a communications tool. And then in the afternoon, we'll have Jonathan Marcel, who's going to lead a discussion on threat modeling. Also, I've seen the slides. It's going to be a really interesting setup. He's going to obviously position how threat modeling fits the OWASP SAMM framework, what influences threat modeling in terms of like security practices, but also how the output of the threat modeling might influence and be input for other security practices and activities in the model. And obviously, he will count on all the participants on site to join in that discussion. And then afterwards, we'll have Jason Voschel from Zebra Technologies, who is also going to share his story on using OWASP SAMM in maturing their secure development lifecycle, which is obviously a really interesting talk, as they're quite a big organization, and it's always good to see how that works. We'll have we'll finish it off with a roundtable on assessment and assessment methodologies. We recently shared quite some new materials there, but from experience, it's the topic that's most interesting for most people that are using or starting to use OWASP SAMM. And there we're going to share experiences and see how that works. And if we will not have enough on SAMM and discussing SAMM, we will finish it off with a SAMM dinner at the end of that day. So that's the agenda. I hope I've teased you enough to consider to join. There are still seats available, although I think in the next couple of weeks it might become tight. So if you're hesitant, I would say best to join as soon as you can. How do you join? It's really easy. You go to this link. We'll share that link through the different channels. But if you go to the AppSec Lisbon or the Global OWASP Application Security Conference Lisbon website, you'll also find it through the tickets. So the fee is 50 euros to join during that day. This is just to really cover the room and the catering. So obviously, if you're joining us for the SAMM User Day, don't forget to also register for the conference. Or if you have already registered for the conference, don't forget to register also for the User Day. Now, we'll not only be doing this in Lisbon, and we already discussed this earlier, but now we really announce it. End of September, as part of the US OWASP conference in San Francisco, we'll also organize on September the 25th a SAMM User Day as part of the program there. You can already register. We will be setting up a similar kind of program. Obviously, we are still putting that program together, and there's also an official call for topics. So they have a call for presentations. We will also be sharing this link throughout the next coming hours and days. It's a Google form where you can submit a talk, a workshop, a discussion. If you have any ideas or any questions or topics you want to have covered, but you don't want to do it yourself, or if you want to invite somebody or want us to invite somebody, do get in touch with us. We'll try to make it as interesting as possible to join also the SAMM User Day in the US. Couple of reminders. Well, there's obviously a lot of stuff that was published over the last couple of months. We have the free course, which is still running quite well. We have, I think, nearly 2,000 people that already followed that course. It's completely free. It's on Thinkific. Aram has done a great job on creating that course. We've seen some great feedback. So if you want to learn more, join that online training. If you know of people that would need it, point them to this training. Also, we will have Brian later on in our community call, and we'll probably have some more exciting news to share over the course of the next couple of days and weeks. But we'll still need and will need in the future more input for the benchmark. How do you upload your, I would say your measurements, your assessments? That is by going to this link. There is a very clear explanation how that's done. We will be downloading a copy of the Excel. We'll also be soon be sharing an updated version of the Excel toolbox as part of the SAMM user website. And there you can then add your own assessments and upload that through the benchmark folder. I also understand that it's also part of the SAMMI tool where you can also upload that directly to the benchmark. So there's no, I would say, no excuse to not share your data. Obviously, that is fully anonymized, but you will be helping us to figure out how other organizations are doing. And that's obviously the goal of the benchmark. Lots of other resources on the website, quite easy to find. We have information on the GitHub, news, new mappings. Also, actually, there's a new mapping that was quite recently created and shared by Aram. So there's a mapping between List CSF and OWASP SAMM, videos, trainings, and so on. So more than welcome to share us there. And then last month we discussed the new assessment guidance, which we discussed online. There's a podcast which you can have a look at, and there's obviously the direct link to the website. And with that, that's the update of the June community call. If you've seen these after the call, feel free to join us. It's every second Wednesday of the month, 7:30 UTC. As of June, we're also organizing community calls in the European time zone. So join us on Slack. There you'll see when the next community calls will be. And see you soon.